Someone said to me that when I say Revelation 12 and 20 is in the past, the argument I've got from someone was that the Revelation book is for the end time, it's for the future. What I say is that the Bible, and including the book of Revelation, was written in the 1st century, according to Wikipedia, and I hope it's true, but you cannot rely on anything else but the Bible. But if it really was written fully in the 1st century, at the time it was written, it was for the future. But now in 2013, then it's in the past. Revelation 12 and 20, according to my interpretation, is in the past. Revelation 9, 13 and 14 is in the future. Because why I'm saying that? Because first of all, in Revelation 1, it's saying that it's about the events of the past, present, and future. I think it's verse... write the things which thou hast seen, and the things which are, and the things which shall be hereafter. Jesus telling that it's for the past, present, and future. The second thing is that if the full Bible was written in the 1st century, then when you've got Revelation 12 and 20, it was for the future when it was written in the 1st century. But now, in our time, it's in the past, because I say it's already happened, because I say that when you read Revelation 12, then 20, then 9, then 13, then 14, I think it's the right chronology. And why I'm saying that? Because it's now that we see deceivers setting up Obama as to be the Antichrist, and we know how much effort they put in it, and how many people it's involving, and how much time it's involving, how much effort, and how much money, and how many parties and groups of people. So that's why I'm saying that if they're setting up a false Antichrist now, it's because they know that the fallen angels and Satan are soon to be released, and when they are going to be released, they won't need the power of the government to fool people. There is going to be the fallen angel and Satan himself to fool people, which is going to be a lot bigger deception. But you need to know now, because if you don't know now, then you might not know about Jesus, you might not be saved, you might go through tribulation, and you might not be you might be very confused and not know what's going on. And you will be impressed by what you're going to see on TV and what you're going to see in the sky, which is going to become a TV also. If you think that Jesus is great, if you think that Satan is great, if you think that they are powerful, then how much do you expect that they will do? Satan, how much do you expect that he will do to deceive? Even changing the whole sky around the earth, looking like an hologram, and you don't see it because you just believe what you see right away. And how much greater is Jesus? Because God created Satan, and so he's much greater. If Satan is the king of the earth, why would you marvel that he's transforming the whole sky around the earth as a big hologram? If Satan is the king of the earth, he can do that. And Jesus is King of Kings. So what he can do? What can he do more than Satan can do? And what can Satan do that Jesus has not already done? That's why Satan copying everything that Jesus did. Because Satan knows that all that Jesus did was great. It's just that great doesn't mean necessarily good or bad. So what Satan is doing great things too, but they are evil. And Jesus, what he's doing is good.
He's not going to strive to get you. He's going to come to a point where...
Okay, so what I was saying is that you've got, when it's saying that God is not always going to strive with man, because they are flesh also is because you've got God was talking to Eve and Adam. When Eve betrayed the trust of God, then God stopped talking to man, but only in a way that you don't hear God anymore. But if you believe in Him and have the Holy Spirit in you, you can still hear Him. Even if you don't hear Him, you hear Him because He's guiding you, and you see Him guiding you because of where it's leading you to trust in His words. I don't hear God talking to me. I don't hear an audible voice, but where He's leading me with the work I'm doing for Him, in an attempt to warn and save souls, then when He's showing me that what I'm doing is right by not making me face walls. If I would face walls, I would think and rethink my faith, and also I would rethink if I'm doing good or bad. But He never put me on a wall, so I don't hear Him audibly, but I know that He's guiding me right, because so far He has provided all the answers to all the questions that I had, and even other people had and asked me. And then I asked God, and He showed me the answers, and I answered back to those who asked me first. So that's why I trust, and that's how you show the hope. When you give a reason for the hope, it's when someone asking you, you are ready to answer him because you ask God and He's answering you, and you then giving the reason of your hope. So this is true faith. And when faith is the evidence of things hoped for, or the substance things of hope for, and the evidence of things not seen, meaning that even if you don't have now the answer, when you ask, you have faith that He's going to give you. And when you asking, nothing wavering, so you are not tempting God, you are asking God, faithfully knowing that there is a reason for everything He's doing. So He will not always strive with man. When Eve betrayed, before she betrayed, because she was beguiled by Satan, God was talking to Eve and Adam, but after, the way He talked to man is a different way. You don't hear His voice in the audible way, but you still know that He's guiding you. And also it goes for church, because after the period of grace, then the Holy Spirit is no longer there, else in the 144,000. And so it's God going away furthermore. Because when Satan taking more space, God is for Satan to be able to take more space, God is to leave more space to Satan. God, Holy Spirit, is stopping, restraining as much as Satan is allowing him to take space. If the Holy Spirit is there, the more it's there, the less Satan can take space. I'm not saying that Satan has the power to push back God. What I'm saying is that God allowing as much space to Satan, and to allow space, He got to leave it empty for him to take. So what I mean by that is that the Holy Spirit is going in the Great Tribulation be taken out before then, and when the Great Tribulation happened, it's been confined in the 144,000, but the rest of the space is allowed for Satan to do what he wants. But what he's going to do is still according to the will of God, because Satan so far has tried to overthrow him and to break his words, and it's not broken. So it's not that easy to explain, but still the explanation is made. So when not always strive with men, it's the way I can explain it according to my understanding. I'm just someone who's trying to seek answer, and when there is something happening. For example, in Great Tribulation, it is said that Satan is going to do all kind of stuff. If he's doing all kind of stuff, of evil stuff, then it's because he's been allowed to. And now he's been allowed to, God is giving him space. That's all I'm saying.
All bets are off. Things are going to go down. Just like the flood. That's what I'm trying to warn you about. Ding, ding, ding. It will be the same as the days of Noah.
The thing is that this guy here is telling that he's warning you, but his interpretation is so far away. It's not true. He's warning you not to warn you of God's second coming. He's warning you to prepare the way for the Antichrist, that you will believe it's God.
Ding, 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 ding. For as in were the days before the flood, they were eating, drinking, and marrying, and giving in marriage, until the flood came, and they were all taken away.
Yes, that's true. But where is it found where it is found that Jesus saying that they were hybrid then and we are hybrid now? If the hybrid thing would be true, why is not mentioned hybrid in the Bible? Either it's because you need to find it, either it's because it's not there to be found. When it's saying in the days of Noah, when reading the words, anybody can make all kind of interpretation out of it. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. The coming of the Son of Man. When it's referred to Son of Man, it's Jesus not ascended. So if it's saying, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. If it would be really God's second coming, it would say the Son of God, but it's saying Son of Man. In our time, Son of Man. When we know that 2,000 years, Son of Man, Jesus in the flesh, ascended and became Son of God. You've got a very big hint here that is going to be the Antichrist. Because Son of Man is referred to Jesus in the flesh. But if he's saying that in our time it's going to be Son of Man, it's referring to Antichrist, Satan, trying to look like Jesus when he was in the flesh. Because Antichrist will come in the flesh to deceive. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. So you see this drinking, marrying and giving in marriage. This is true. But it's not saying that we are hybrids. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. Because there are lots of people that don't know the words, and if they would know, maybe more people would hearken to it, and so they would know when the deception of Satan's coming, and they could escape it. They could escape it because when you trust Jesus, He's going to take you in the rapture from the evil to come. But if you don't know Jesus, you're going to go into tribulation. You don't know when the flood come. There is no second flood, but there is a second warning of a second deception of Satan, because he deceived the world always. He deceived the world always, all the time, but he deceived the world, great deception in the past, when he really put up his lying wonders, made people worship him as God. For that crime he got bounded for 1,000 years. The 1,000 years is soon to be expired, and he's going to do it again. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. The Antichrist, because Son of Man is Jesus in the flesh. So if it's in the future that the Son of Man be, then it's reference to the Antichrist trying to look like Son of Man, Jesus in the flesh. We know Jesus ascended to the Father 2,000 years ago. And if you don't believe it, it's like you denying the work on the cross and also the resurrection of Jesus.